What's good, guys? It's your boy Rob Tech Help here, back with another tech unboxing and review. So today, we're going to be reviewing the new Apple Airpods 3rd generation, or Apple Airpods 3. We're going to be going through all the features of these AirPods and my personal experience using these over the last week. But before we get started, guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, as I do upload regular content on pretty cool tech devices. Please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment if you have any questions. Now back to the video. Okay, so these AirPods are currently being sold for $169, and I don't think you'll be able to currently find them on Amazon at the moment, but I think you can probably get them off of the Apple website if you're lucky. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about what you get inside of the box. So unboxing these is pretty simple. The box comes in a standard Apple packaging, and once you open it, you get your usual technical specs and paperwork. Once you get past that, you get your AirPods and the case sitting in the middle like an egg. But right underneath that, you get your charging cable, which is basically just a Lightning to USB Type-C cable. Of course, you don't get any silicone tips with these because they're obviously not needed. For those of you who have an AirPods Pro, the cases are very similar in design, but the case for the AirPods 3 is smaller and slightly more slicker in my opinion. And the case actually only weighs 38 grams, which is actually pretty light. The only thing I would say about this case is that although, it's really small and cute, you can't make it stand up on a desk or anything. It always has to lie on its back. And that's just a thought for those who care about, such things. Anyway, once opened, you see the new AirPods 3 buds, and you straight away notice that they look identical to the AirPods Pro, except without the ear tips, obviously. So these basically just fit straight into your ear. And I think this suits people who aren't, a fan of ear tips. I personally like ear tips, but for those who don't really like the ear tips in the AirPods Pro, for example, this may be suitable for yourself. If you compare these to the previous AirPods 2, or AirPods 2nd generation and 1st generation, these AirPods are definitely much shorter than those. I think a lot of people will prefer that because those just have a long stem, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't think it looks really nice when the stem was that long. In regards to comfortability and usage, I find that the buttons on these are very similar and are pretty much the same as AirPods Pros. It does have a false sensor on the stem, which basically means that the stem detects your skin when you touch, but only when the AirPods are in your ears. When the AirPods are in your ears, that's when it connects straight to your iPhone, and then it allows you to use the stem as a controller. Now you can just press the stem to pause and play, double tap to skip forward, and triple press to skip back. And if you want to activate voice assistance, aka Siri, you can choose to long press the stem to activate it, or you can just say "Hey Siri" to activate Siri, if you're an iPhone user, that is. And the controls can be activated with basically each of the earbuds. It will do the same thing. It's not like one of them is doing one thing and the other one is doing the other thing. You can basically do the same thing with both earbuds. Connecting these earbuds is pretty easy. If you have an iPhone, literally once you open the case, the iPhone will detect it, and all you have to do is pair it. Then it's really just as simple as that. Now, in regards to ergonomics and comfortability, with these, I really think that it depends on the type of ears you have. Basically, what is comfortable for you. For some people, wearing earbuds like these without ear tips doesn't work for them because it just falls out regularly, or they think it will fall out regularly, so they would much rather just go for the AirPods Pro or another earbud with silicone tips, as that would just be more comfortable for them. I have to say that for me personally, I was one of those who didn't want to get AirPods, the 1st generation and 2nd generation, because I felt it wouldn't fit in my ears, and I would struggle to use them in the gym because I felt like it would just fall out. But I have to say that after using them for 1 week, I was definitely wrong about that. These, for me, they fit perfectly in my ears. I used them on my commute to work and the gym. I was running on the treadmill and walking fast, and these guys don't fall out at all for me on my ears. So I've been very impressed with them, and I don't feel like the silicone tips are necessarily important for these. For me to use, I don't feel like they're really important for me to use. So because I find these to be very comfortable. So anyone looking to buy these, I think if you have used the previous AirPods and have liked those, then I think you probably like these as well. So if you had AirPods Generation 1 and Generation 2, then I think you probably just like these as well. If you've previously used AirPods Pros, you may also love these, as the shapes are effectively the same. It's just that without the silicone tips. So if you like AirPods Pros but you don't like the silicone tips on the AirPods Pros, then these are also for you. Another thing I will say about these also is that they feel very, very comfortable. I mean, it's just basically part of your ear. You don't really feel like you have anything in your ear at all. I guess that can maybe be a bad thing if you were to lose one of them. For example, you may not realize it, but so far I haven't had any issues. Okay, so let's talk about the features these earbuds actually have. These earbuds, do not have active noise cancellation as compared to the AirPods Pros, which explains obviously the price difference between the two models. However, I have noticed that even without active noise cancellation, I don't hear much of the outside environment when I'm in the gym or on the train. I use them in the gym, and even with the noise in the gym and the background music playing, I couldn't hear these, the sounds in the background, and I could only hear the music from the AirPods. So I wouldn't say that you would necessarily miss active noise cancellation if you purchase these earbuds. One thing I must say though is that the reason why active noise cancellation is probably a better option to have instead of these is that when you turn the volume up to the highest volume, although you can't really hear the background noises, I do hear a tiny reduction in the sound quality. It almost kind of sounds really loud, and it's almost like you feel like I need to kind of change and reduce the sound. It just basically makes you want to reduce the sound level, which you don't really get with earbuds with active noise cancellation. So I think if you want to purchase these, then that's something you might want to consider. If you don't sort of mind loud, punchy music when you turn up the volume, then you will be fine with these. I personally like the quality of music to remain regardless of how much I turn up the volume, which is why active noise cancellation can be an advantage. However, what I will say, guys, is that do not, and this is a really big however, don't be too pressed on that, because there is something that's pretty special about these earbuds that almost kind of helps with that situation that I've just mentioned. So don't come off the video yet thinking that's it, I'm not going to get these. These AirPods do come with spatial audio feature, and what this means is that the AirPods basically listen to your surroundings, and it actually tailors the sound of the music or video you're watching to still give you a surround sound feeling where you can hear the sound all around you. And this basically just changed the whole listening experience of the AirPods. Personally, I did, when I did change it and I did try the spatial audio, it basically, and I turn up the volume, I don't get the same feeling I get as in basically what you would call standard mode. So once you've actually activated spatial audio, it's kind of like you're in a cinema room, or in you have a surround studio in your house where you're watching a movie, and you can basically hear the sounds from all the directions. So regardless of if you turn left or you turn right, you're still going to hear the sounds the same way. It's almost like it gives you an enclosed room in your ear, where the sound is coming from basically 3 different directions, and it's just surrounded in your ear, so you don't really have an issue with the sound in that respect. And I think I honestly, you would enjoy it. You're probably going to really enjoy spatial audio. But if you do want to have that experience, make sure that you do have an iPhone 7 or later, so an iPhone 7, 8, 10, and so on and so forth, in order for you to be able to use spatial audio. Otherwise, you would just be stuck with the regular sound, which can get annoying at high volumes. Okay, now let's talk about battery life. Now, the first thing is that the case is a wireless charging case. The case is also magnetic as well. For those of you who are interested in that sort of thing, I guess you can use another phone to wirelessly charge this as well if you have that. If you have a phone that can do that, say a Samsung or something. I don't think you can use the current iPhones to wirelessly charge these for now, but I think it's a really cool feature if it does happen in the future. You also get USB Type-C cable as well, which allows you to charge it with a wire or Of course, if you have a wireless charging device or platform, you just place it on there to charge the case wirelessly. You get 6 hours of listening time with a single charge, up to 5 hours if you have spatial audio enabled, up to 4 hours of talk time with a single charge. With the case, you get 30 hours of listening time, 20 hours of talk time, and 5 minutes. And 5 minutes in the charging case provides around 1 hour of listening time. Now, using these over the past week, I haven't had to charge the case at all. Again, I use these for say 3 hours per day, which is about 21 hours per week. So I shouldn't really have an issue as long as I charge the case once a week. And if you have a wireless device to charge it with, I think that makes it even easier, as you can just place it on there whenever you aren't using the case at all. Unless you are going to use these earbuds all day, I don't think you will have an issue with the battery life. Even though other earbuds do have much better battery life, I don't think you're really going to have an issue. Call quality is another thing that people tend to, want to consider when buying earbuds. I've used these for a number of calls, and generally they seem really good for calls. I think most of the AirPods in the past have always been really good for calls. I haven't had any issues personally when I've made calls to people. I haven't had any complaints from anyone saying that they can't hear me or anything like that from my experience. So I think these will definitely be fine for your phone calls. So if you're looking to make a decision on which earbud to buy, maybe as a Christmas present, or you're considering these, I think it's worth considering the main features. So you've got your sound, you've got your call quality, you've got your comfortability as well. So if I was to rate the three most important things, so I think sound for me, out of 10, I'm probably going to give sound a solid 8 because of the spatial audio. I think it's definitely a solid 8. Maybe a 9, but I'll say, you know what, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think that's where it belongs. In terms of comfortability, I'm definitely going to give these a 10. These are probably the most comfortable earbuds I've used so far. They just fit so well, and it's just because of it doesn't have the silicone ear tip. It just feels like nothing, if that makes sense. And for call quality, I think I'm probably going to give these a 9 for call quality. I haven't had any issues with these as well. So I think for me, these are a decent purchase to have. It's just up to you if you believe that. It depends on your ear style as well, because some people's ears, these may not be the best for. So it's a case of if you want to take that risk. But I think you would enjoy them if you've already had the first generation or second generation already. I think you're going to enjoy these. I hope this video has helped you guys make a choice on these. Give me a like if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you're new here, and leave a comment in the comment section below, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. It's Rob Tech Help here, and I'm out.